Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. We are going to conduct another video tutorial on signals and systems course. In last video tutorial, I have discussed the derivation of the mathematical relationship for the even and odd parts of a signal. And today we are going to take a mathematical problem in which we will resolve a signal into even and odd parts. So what is the statement or what is the purpose of this video tutorial is basically uh, break or resolve the following signal into its even and odd parts, right? So that this is a signal that we are given with, and we are about to calculate or resolve this signal into its even and odd part. So the purpose of this video tutorial is to perform this thing, break slash resolve the following signal into its even and an odd parts, right? And we will be doing that thing in mathematical fashion. So let's see how we will do it. Let's see what is the formula of even signal. So the formula for even signal is x of et equals to x of t plus x of minus t divided by 2, right? So this is the formula that we derive in the last video tutorial. So this is equation we are going to follow. And we know that in this equation, we need two things. X of t means the original signal, and that is this one, plus its time reversal, which is x of minus t. So we have to also calculate its time reversal. So how would you do it? We will have to replace t by minus t in this original signal, right? So this is the step that what we are going to do. We are going to replace wherever we find t. So this t will be replaced by minus t. This t in the definition will also be replaced by minus t. And in this interval, this t will also be replaced by minus t. And similarly, this t will also be replaced by minus t. So if you compare the above equation and this equation, so the difference between the two equations is basically we have just replaced t with minus t. And now we need to also modify the definition wherever it's required. And so we already aware that we need to modify the time interval here because this is not positive t, this is negative t. So what is going to happen? We have to multiply minus on both sides. So whenever you multiply minus on both sides, this minus will become plus. And of course, 0 is a non-negative number, so multiplication with minus sign won't matter here. But the most important thing is that these signs will be altered, right? So this less than sign, less than or equal to sign will become less than or greater than or equal to, and similarly greater than or equal to. Similarly, this will happen also here. So this minus will get multiplied over here, and this less sign will become greater than, and this less than or equal to will become greater than or equal to, right? So if I'm going to modify the signals value, so signals value will be minus t plus 1 for the interval when t is in between plus 1 and 0. So it will be something that 0 and 1, and t will be somewhere in the middle, right? So this interval, this is the first part of the interval. This is the first part of the definition, and that will be the modified interval. And similarly, this one would be, okay, this would be minus 1. So it will become from minus 1 to 0. And we know that this interval comes first, right? And this above interval will come later. So this equation will be completely modified because we have to write this equation in terms of the time domain. So first interval would be from minus 1 to 0, and then the next interval would be 0 to 1, right? This is just a simple number line thing that first of all number minus 1 comes, then 0, and then 1, right? This is the basics of the time interval, right? So if I'm going to modify the equation, it will become this thing. I hope you understand it, that x of minus t is simply 2 for the interval from minus 1 to 0. And the next definition is minus t plus 1 for the interval 0 to 1. I hope you understand it, right? This is a bit difficult if you haven't followed my tutorial on time reversal version. So if still you have any confusion, you can go through those tutorials in which I've performed the mathematical calculations on the time reversal when you are going to replace t with minus t, how your interval changes. So if you have any query, you can actually follow those tutorial to resolve those things. Otherwise, it is a simple time reversal operation. So now we have both x of t and x of minus t, and now we need to calculate x of et, which is the even part. And for this, we will follow this definition. So let's calculate this even part of the signal. So this is the summary what we have done so far. So x of et is this. This is the main formula of x of et. We need x of t. So x of t is given the original signal, x of minus t that we have already calculated, and now we need to add them up. Here, before we add, we need to be very careful about intervals. So very first interval that we are going to use is from -1 to 0. So from -1 to 0, the value of this x of t signal is t plus 1, while from -1 to 0, this is the part, the value of the signal is 2, right? So t plus 1 will be added with 2. Similarly, if I'm going to check the next interval, that is from 0 to 1, right? And for that, signal's value is 2 here. And from 0 to 1, signal's value is minus t plus 1, right? So we will be actually adding these corresponding values or corresponding definitions of the signal in the corresponding or the respective interval, right? So if I'm going to add these two signals in their respective interval, so the equation would be this one. Look what I've done here, x of t plus x of minus t, and x of t value for the interval from -1 to 0 was t plus 1, and x of minus t value was 2. So we have just added t plus 1 plus 2. And similarly, for the interval from 0 to 1, x of t value was simply 2. And for x of minus t, the value was minus t plus 1. So again, I've just added them. And after the calculation, what it would become? T plus 1 plus 2 would become t plus 3. So it will be simplified as t plus 2, t plus 3, and this will become 3 minus t, right? 3 minus t. So if I'm going to remodify the equation, so the next equation would be this thing. So I hope this is clear, t plus 3 and 3 minus t. The next step would be according to the formula, and if you follow the formula, in the formula we have just added x of t plus x of minus t. Now the next step to divide the equation with 2. So we have to divide the signals by 2. So what is going to happen? The next thing would be division by 2, and it will make this signal x of t plus x of minus t divided by 2, and that is basically nothing but x of et, and t plus 3 would be divided by 2. So because the signal is being divided by 2, so a value of the signal or the definition part of the signal will be divided by 2. So t plus 3 divided by 2 for interval -1 to 0, and for interval from 0 to 1, its value will be 3 minus t over 2. So this is basically the even part of the signal. So we were given with the signal x of t, and we have actually calculated its even part. So this is just the this is the point where we actually finished the even part. Now we will have to follow the same thing for odd part. So for odd part, again, we need to follow the formula, and we can see that formula is x of t minus x of minus t. In case of even, it was simply addition, and this time we need to subtract it. Again, x of t is given this one, x of minus t is given this one. So we need to just subtract the corresponding values in the respective intervals. So if we follow from -1 to 0, the x of t value is t plus 1, and x of minus t is 2. So if I'm going to write, it will be t plus 1 minus 2, right, for the interval from -1 to 0, right? So if I'm going to show you the equation, of course, we are subtracting 2 from 1. So x of t minus x of t. So the value of this x of t is t plus 1. It is t plus 1. You can see that. And the value of x of minus t is 2. So it is subtracted 2, right? Again, for the interval from 0 to 1, the value of original signal is x of t is 2. So 2 is here. And x of minus 2 is minus t plus 1. So if you are going to subtract, minus t would become plus t. This is the plus t, and plus 1 would become minus 1 because we are subtracting it, right? Now we need to just solve the equation. So plus 1 minus 2 would become t minus 1, right? And 2 minus 1 would become 1 plus t, right? So if I'm going to show you, the modified equation would be this one. So I hope you can see that. So now if you compare the formula, the original formula that we are following, which is this one, x of ot is x of t minus x of minus t divided by 2. So now this division by 2 is missing again, as we did in case of odd parts. So what is going to happen? Will have to divide by 2. So if you divide by 2, so this t minus 1 would be divided by 2. So I hope you can see it here. This has become t minus 1 divided by 2. Similarly, 1 plus t divided by 2. So it would have become 1 plus t divided by 2. So again, this is the basically x of ot, right? This equation is x of ot. So in this way, you can actually calculate the even and odd parts. So this is the odd part of the signal, or this is a mathematical equation of the odd part of the signal, right? If I'm going to conclude the odd and even parts, their equations according to these formulas that we have actually calculated, so those would be this one, x of et, which is basically calculated using this formula, x of t plus x of minus t over 2 means division by 2. And this is the final equation for this even part, right? And for odd part, we actually use this formula, x of t minus x of minus t divided by 2. And this is the final equation for odd part. So I hope you have understood the even and odd parts resolution of a signal, right? That how if a signal that how one will resolve a signal into its even and odd part if its mathematical equation is given. It seems quite it seems bit tedious process, though it is not. if if you are going to follow these right steps and perform this question multiple times, so I hope it would become very easier for you. Still, if you have any query regarding this resolution of a signal or breaking of a signal into its even and odd part, you can post up your queries in comment section. Thank you so much for listening.